Hey, welcome to the Inside Guys. And if you have ever wanted to get into technical sales or change careers, and you were always wondering how to do it, you want to watch this video.
Between the two of us, we have almost 50 years combined experience. Stay tuned. Hey Dave, what's up, man? How you been? How's the family?
Hey, Wole, how are you, sir? Doing good, man. The family's good. Been getting out, doing a little bit of travel. So it's nice to be back out from this pandemic, but I've been doing good. How about yourself? Where are you working these days?
I'm still at Microsoft, man. It's
Okay.
23 years here at Microsoft. It's been an amazing run. We're going to talk about that a little bit more. But what about you? Where are you these days?
I'm at Google Cloud these days. Been here 3 years
Okay.
in the cloud division, focused on some security and then some just general on cloud, like data analytics and a few other things, AI. But it's been good. The Google culture has been really good to me, and it's good to be engaged directly with customers as well. So
Okay. So you're in a sales role then, right?
I am in a sales role. Yeah, tech sales role is what it's called. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So Dave, we're on YouTube, man. Why'd you want to do this conversation here?
Yeah, this is amazing, isn't it? I've known you for I think 25 years, something like that, and
Close to
this
it,
is
yeah.
a lot of conversation we've had over the years around how to work in this industry, working with other people, traveling, and I thought this would be a good way to just to reach out to people, just to give them some coaching about, why get into the industry in general, why to look at the industry, and just some, good stories about things you can accomplish working in a job like this and in this, technical sales industry. How about you? I know you got some stories. So what made you want to do this?
Well, I mean, along the lines of some of the things you said, I mean, we both know that the technology industry is the one of the biggest industries, if not the biggest sector of the U.S. economy
Yeah,
today and in the future. And we both know firsthand from firsthand experience that you can build an amazing career in tech and in tech sales specifically, both in terms of the experiences you can gain as well as the compensation. Um, but
right. Yeah,
what I've seen in my experience is that a lot of folks, especially underrepresented groups, African Americans in particular, don't really understand the types of roles that they can land within a tech company, even if
yeah,
they're not a developer, and
true.
specifically
Yeah.
in technical sales, which is where you and I've spent most of our career. So I wanted to do this channel with you to share some of those experiences, share the knowledge. How do you get into this space? What are
Yeah.
the roles like? How do you become successful? Those types of things. So that's why I'm here. That's why I wanted to do this. Talk about it a little bit more for you. What's your perspective on that?
Yeah, I see. As you mentioned, there's the underrepresented community, African Americans in particular, just are not really exposed to this side of the industry and working on the sales side. I see quite a few of my counterparts that are in the technical, deep technical roles, developers, coders, database administrators, and so on. But I don't see a lot in the pure sales roles, and I think it's just a miss, right? When you do a search, and we'll do a video about that later. When you search on a job, a lot of times you see just all the technical jobs, right? You don't see the sales jobs per se. And I think it's just something that a lot of us, African Americans, underrepresented, don't really look for those roles. I think they
Yeah,
don't see people typically that look like them in
yeah,
those roles in general. And they say, oh, well, it's not for me, or it's hard to get into that. So I think this is an opportunity just to bring more visibility about what I'm doing, about what you're doing, just to open it up to people to understand that there are opportunities, there are a lot of successes that you can have. And, we'll, one thing I want to do with this channel, as you and I talked about, is bringing other people and interview them and really show how there are a lot of stories out there, success stories. They get right into the industry, coming from all different backgrounds. You don't have a technical background. You don't have to have, a previous job where you were selling some type of technology. It could just be you have people skills, or you have, a knack for talking to people or identifying the need within the business. So I'm definitely looking forward to this. In full transparency, not representing Google in any way, just representing Dave Roundtree. But I think you and I teaming up in the years of experience, a lot of people really can benefit from that. And we talked about that. I know you had a couple other points because you've been all over the world, right? We've traveled together all over the world, over the years, but you actually took it a step further. Maybe you talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. I mean, let's maybe share some of the inside experience that we have that enables us to coach and give advice to folks who may be looking to do some things that we've done. So, from a career perspective, as I mentioned, I've been at Microsoft for a little bit over 23 years.
Oh,
Yeah,
you said
yeah,
say that again. 23 years.
23 years, man, over 23 years
Yeah,
actually. And I've been during that time, I've been in 10 different roles
nice.
across on
Yeah.
that 23 years. I've worked in 3 different countries. So as you know, I did a stint overseas for 4 years. I've worked at our headquarters in Seattle um, for a few years. So it's been an amazing career. It's been an amazing run. I've deliberately sought out a diversity of different types of roles just based on my interest and curiosity. And that's been something that's been personally fulfilling for me, both from a professional sense and in a personal sense. So, why don't you talk about your experience as well? Because you've had a very rich career working in this space as well.
Yeah, so and first of all, 23 years, that's a significant feat. I was at Microsoft for 15 years. Prior to that, I was with a couple of other small companies in the IT role. And when I got to Microsoft, I came in as a support professional, helping enterprise customers with their support issues, and then moved into the proactive side of the business. So helping customers still post sales, but helping customers with their deployments and helping with their architecture and some of their uh, feasibility studies around moving to technology. And then from there, I went into tech sales. So I was a pre-sales engineer, and that was my first experience or taste of sales within the industry. And I liked it. I wasn't dealing with customers that were upset or things were broken or something wasn't working. I don't care what company you work at, there's going to be some issues with the technology they purchase. So this was on the side of where you're really talking about what it can do, and you're talking about how it can enable the business or protect the business. And then from there, I moved over into even more of a sales type role where I was looking at the technology, but also the business side. So connecting the business and the technology with the leaderships at those companies. So I did that for 10 years at Microsoft, and then I moved over to Oracle. In Oracle, that was a sales role, still talking about technology, but also focused on the business. Was there for almost 7 years, and then finally landed here at Google, where I've been the last 3 years. But over that time, I've been in work related, been in 12 different countries. Speaking engagements, some of those you and I were on stage, together speaking in different countries.
I
Been
think
all over
we were in Japan together. We were in Australia and New Zealand
the
together. And
other side of the world.
I'm
Yeah.
probably forgetting a few places as well.
Yeah,
That's going
Barcelona.
way back.
Yeah.
That's taking me
Yeah,
way
goes
back,
way
Dave.
back. Yeah. It's been great. I was able to just meet all types of interesting people, connect with all different cultures and see the world while still enjoying what I did for work. So my travel days are way behind me now by choice, right? And that's the other thing. You made a choice to live outside the country. You could do that. I just wanted to travel, but then come back here in the States where the family was. So you just have so many options when it comes down to a tech career in the industry. And you were braver than I did, but you enjoyed, living abroad and seeing the world. So I just think those are options that a lot of people don't think about, or they assume that it's not for me, or I can't attain that. And
Right,
I think we want to make sure that it's clear. You can attain whatever you like to attain, long as you understand your options, and then you make a choice, accordingly. What would
yeah.
you say uh, your most memorable experience was over the sales career, whether it be customer or internal? What would you say really aha moments. I am so glad I'm doing what I do.
You know what? That's a tough question for me. So you kind of put me on the spot,
I
but
know I did.
I would say overall, I actually want I'll give you one. So one thing that comes to mind for me is some of the time I spent overseas,
Yeah,
and um, when I was before I went overseas, I was thinking that things were going to be so different, customers are going to be so different, objection handling within the whole sales conversation was going to be different. Um, the value of technology in that conversation was going to be different. One aha moment for me was when I realized it's the same thing. Customers
right.
everywhere in the world have some of the same needs. They respond in some of the same ways. And so that was kind of a misnomer that I experienced going into it. So probably just off the top of my head, that would be the one
Mhm.
that I would say was an aha moment for me. So Dave, I mean, you hit on a point earlier, and I just want to reiterate it because that's kind of the point of why we put this channel together. You talked about the fact that a lot of folks think first of all, they want to work in tech. They understand what I said earlier around tech being such a dynamic industry and a
Yep,
growth industry where you can have a great career. But they assume, which I understand why now, when I do some of these, when I go online and search for top careers in tech, you pretty much only see roles,
right.
programmer roles, program management, those types of roles that
Yeah,
require a deep computer science background and coding background. Um, that's not they don't that doesn't necessarily represent all of what there is to do in tech, and so that's kind of been frustrating for me being on the inside
yeah.
and realizing that a lot of people don't appreciate that. So for me, I'm excited about this channel because we get a chance to showcase both our perspectives as well as the perspectives of tons of friends that we have throughout the industry from our years working in this space.
Yeah, agree, agree. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of tips, and I think one of the things I want to do every video is have a tip to help people think about their choice, their career path. Think about if they are looking for something that's different, something that is lucrative to help take care of their families, take care of themselves, explore their dreams, and make sure we provide that to everyone on every single video.
So, Dave, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to the next video. Everyone out there, please subscribe to our channel and like this video.
Agreed. Looking forward. Stay tuned, guys.